Hey, how's everybody doing today? In today's video, this video is going to be a pickups video. I went to Waterford's flea market the other day, a couple days ago. It was on Friday, I think. And I got some books I want to show. This one's just going to be strictly books in this video, because and then I'm going to upload another video on all the DVDs and Blu-rays I picked up. In this video, it's all going to be books that I picked up. So this is going to be my pickups from Waterford, and I really got some good deals on these books. So I kind of want to show them off. So hopefully you guys like these books I picked up for $3 a piece, which was a steal because these books are very expensive. All of them are like People in Time special edition books that sell for like $15 in the store new in Canada. I think in the States a little bit cheaper, but they're about 15, 16 bucks here in Canada new. And I picked them up for $3 a piece. I got a pretty good deal on it. So the first one up is People Celebrate the 90s. Awesome issue for $3. People Celebrate the 90s. Love this book. If you're like me or YWC Attic 84 or, you know, Morgan, people like that, we grew up in the 90s. So the 90s was an awesome decade. If you're like me, the 90s, I absolutely love the 90s. I think if you were a kid in the 90s and you grew up in the 90s, absolutely love it. I know some people that hate the 90s that didn't grow up in the 90s. Like, the adults from the 90s hated this decade. But if you're a kid like us and you absolutely love the 90s, I mean, the 90s I thought totally ruled. It was an awesome decade. And this book just tells you everything about it. You know, the music, the fashion, the stars, everything about the decade. You got remember the Tickle Me Elmo from Christmas '96? How big that was. You got Urkel. It shows Clint Black. It shows Alicia Silverstone, the front, Will Smith, Jennifer Aniston, Beverly Hills 90210, Macaulay Culkin, Seinfeld. And then on the back you got Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump, Pokemon, Michael Jordan, Scream. There you got Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, whatever boy band that is. I can't tell the boy bands apart, so I don't know which one it is. But then you got Fabio down there. So just an awesome, awesome decade of the 90s. I'm glad I lived through the 90s. I always thought the 90s was such a good decade. I'm sure some people on here agree with me. The 90s was a great decade. I'm glad I lived through the 90s, because I can't really comment too much on the 80s because I was kind of young, you know. Being I was born in 85, I don't know, I remember too much about the 80s, except maybe for the last couple of years in the 80s I can remember, but I was too young to really remember the 80s. But the 90s I grew up in, so I remember the 90s really well. And I really love this book. It's a great book on everything in the 90s, and it's just really good. It tells you all the TV shows, all the music. Northern Exposure. Anybody on here remember the TV show Northern Exposure? I was thinking that was everywhere in the 90s. And you got like Beverly Hills 90210. It shows them then, now, up to the present. When this book came out in 2006, got Ally McBeal. Boy Meets World. There's a good shot of Boy Meets World. What they looked like then and what they look like now. That's a good shot. Everybody likes, a lot of people on here like Boy Meets World. Good show. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for TV. Melrose Place. Remember Melrose Place, how big that was in the 90s. Roseanne, good show. Love Roseanne. I got the first 2 seasons now, as you saw me update a while ago. Then you got the movies of the decade. Of course, Titanic's going to be right there. And it just tells you about Clueless. Remember the movie Clueless? Alicia Silverstone, how big that was back in the 90s. Got Clueless in there. It just tells you about all the fashions and the music, like Nirvana, all the grunge music of the decade, like Nirvana, and it's got see what else I can find in here to show you guys. American Pie. Talks about American Pie in there. So overall, just awesome, awesome book. I definitely, if you like the 90s, definitely try to pick this book up if you can get it for a good price. Definitely a very interesting book. Absolutely love that book. Really good book to have. And the next one I picked up is also in these. I got a couple other ones to show. I'm not going to really go into too much detail about some of these books, but the 90s one I kind of wanted to go into a little bit of detail with. So, but the next one up is People's 200 Greatest Pop Culture Icons. Pretty good. On the cover you got Tom Cruise, Princess Diana, J-Lo, Madonna, Elvis, Jennifer Aniston, George Clooney, Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, John F. Kennedy Jr. on the front, if you can see that. And on the back you got Paul McCartney, Oprah, Denzel Washington, Julia Roberts, Reese Witherspoon, Will Smith, Elizabeth, what's her, I can't even think of what her name is right now. I should know. Oh shit, what's her last? I can't even think about what it is right now. I'll come back to me. Jim Carrey, David Letterman, Cher, Matt Damon, Halle Berry, Janet Jackson, Eddie Murphy, Ellen DeGeneres, and it looks like Eminem at the bottom there. Anyways, yeah, there's what the back looks like with all the stars in the back. So overall, it's a pretty good book. It's very interesting. 200 pop culture icons. It's got all the movie stars way back to the silent days. It's got Betty Davis in there. It's got Charlie Chaplin in there, and even the movie star. Then it's got all the top sports figures, musicians. Very good book. I want to show that. And the next one I got is Life. This actually just came out, and the guy just put it out. I don't know how he had it already. But this is a display unit until March 11, 2011. We're not even in March yet, and it's gone too soon. I got this for $3. And it sells for $60.99 in Canada new, and I got it for $3. So how can you beat that deal? For this gone too soon. It just talks about people. Their lives were not long, but mattered. You got Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, Princess Diana, John F. Kennedy, James Dean, John Lennon. That looks like Anne Frank, Dale Earnhardt, Bruce Lee, Amelia Earhart down there. That looks like Janis Joplin. There's nobody on the back, but that's what the front looks like. All the stars gone too soon. I'm not going to quickly go into details, but it just what it does is it goes by different categories. Like it starts with Titans of the Arena, which is like sports, and you got The Song Is Over, all the musicians. You got the romance of the tragic artists. You got the King and Queens of Hollywood, which is all movie stars and claimed by history, like legendary historian figures and stuff like that, all in here. So it's a very good book to have in your collection if you like these kind of books. And for $3, how can you pass that up for $3? And then the next one, I got two more here to show. It's Time's Great Events of the 20th Century by the editors of Time, which of course shows the moon landing on the front from '69. And then you just got some of the more famous ones in the back, like when the Wright brothers first flew, and you got the Beatles on Ed Sullivan Show, when the Berlin Wall came down. You got looks like World War II, October when they come back from World War II, and then you got it looks like Pearl Harbor down there at the bottom. So there's what the back looks like. All the famous, and it just tells you like all the famous events of the 20th century in here. It's a really nice book. I actually got to look through some of it the other day. I haven't got a chance to read it all yet, but I've read through some of it, and it's a really nice book. So I can't wait to read some more of it. But yeah, it's really nice. And like I said, for $3, how can you pass these books up? You're probably not going to get them any cheaper than that than $3. So you really can't pass them up. And then the last one is a really nice one too. It's a pretty cool one to have, and it's the 100 TV stars of our time. You got on the front, you got George Clooney, Jennifer Aniston, Oprah, Ray Romano, Jerry Seinfeld, and that looks like who's that at the bottom? I'm not sure who that is. That one woman, if it's Deborah Messing or who that is, I can't tell down there at the bottom who that is. Then you got on the back, you got Sarah Jessica Parker, Mary Tyler Moore, Michael J. Fox, Urkel, and Carol Burnett on the back. And there's what the front looks like. I'll just quickly show you the front again. It just tells you all the greatest TV stars of the TV of our time, which means our time here because we're here now. So this is what covers every star. You got like Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker. Nice shot of Carol O'Connor there. Hope you guys can see that all right. Michael J. Fox, Oprah, Jerry Seinfeld. You got Leonardo DiCaprio in his last season from Growing Pains. Johnny Depp when he played on 21 Jump Street. So just some awesome stuff. I definitely recommend if you can find this book for a good price, pick it up. You'll like it. So, And the last couple things I'm going to show, I didn't get at the Waterford Flea Market, but they were books I got for Christmas, so I wanted to show them off that my mom got me. Just a couple of ones, a magazine, a couple of them are like those special edition life books. I wanted to show them off in this video, being I'm showing other books. And the first thing I got is a magazine, and it's a Rolling Stone special edition issue, and it's 100 greatest guitarists of all time, of course, with Jimmy on the front. And it's probably no secret who made the #1 on the list. I mean, you'd have to be pretty stupid not to know who the #1 is probably going to be in this Rolling Stone issue. But I'll quickly show the first couple of rankings. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I'll show, like, of course, now the #1 was Jimi Hendrix. In this Rolling Stone issue, you got Jimmy. And then you got Eric Clapton was #2. And then you got Jimmy Page. Try to fit this in so you can see it if I get it in right. It's hard to get the page in there right, but I'm trying to fit it in as good as I can. And then you got, like, Keith Richards was 4, which I don't agree with Keith Richards being at #4. I think they could have put somebody else in there. Jeff Beck at 5 is a good choice. Jeff Beck being in the top 5, he was pretty good, but I don't know about Keith Richards being #4. Then you got B.B. King #6, which is a good pick. You got Chuck Berry 7. Eddie Van Halen was 8. And then 9 you got Dwayne Allman. 10 you got Pete Townsend. So some of those I agree with and some I don't. They didn't put Stevie Ray Vaughan in the top 10, which I think they should have. They put him at #12. Stevie Ray Vaughan, which I don't agree with. And then they just got like 11 George Harrison, which is a good choice. You got 18 was Les Paul. Chet Atkins. So there's some good players that could have been a little bit higher up on the list instead of way down at like 21. You got Johnny Ramone was 28 from the Ramones. You got Bo Diddley 27. Brian May from Queen at 26. Randy Rhoads was 36 from Ozzy. And then you just got other ones like Link Ray was 45. Jerry Garcia 46. They put Muddy Waters way at 49, which I don't agree with either. He should have been up there a little bit better than that. And then you got like Johnny Winter 63. Slash 65, who's an overrated guitarist in my opinion. I'm not a big Guns N' Roses fan to begin with. I've never been a big Slash fan, to be honest. And then they put like Robert Johnson way at 71, but they put Jack White ahead of him for White Stripes. Like, you freaking kidding me? Over Robert Johnson? No way. You ask Eric Clapton about Robert Johnson, how good he was and how much of an innovator and influence he was. I think over Jack White, I bet he's probably seeing that and probably laughing at that. And they put Robert Johnson at 71. But they put Jack White over. Like, it's just stupid. I do agree with some of Rolling Stone's rankings and some I don't. I mean, with Jimmy #1, you can't really argue with Jimmy because he really innovated the guitar. Really, like, was the first one to like really take the guitar and, you know, he was the first to use the whammy bar. Like, he was really the first one to really do some innovative stuff with the guitar. So I think Jimmy #1 was a good choice. I think everybody after Jimmy's more of an argument after Jimi Hendrix, but it's a really good issue. If you can find it somewhere on eBay for a good price or something, pick it up. You'll like this book. It's a really nice one to go through the rankings of the list. Like I said, some I agree with and some I don't. But I think that most of the rankings are okay. But like I said, there's some of it in there I didn't agree with, which I just told you a couple of minutes ago. But overall, it's a really nice book, so I'm not glad to have it in my collection. And then the last two, this Life one here is a collector's edition. It's the 70th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor, which is a nice book. I got to read through some of this. My mom got me this for Christmas. It's the 70th anniversary of the attacks on Pearl Harbor. It's got some really good pictures inside, so I want to quickly show that. Pretty nice. I want to quickly get through this as quickly as I can. And this last book I'm going to show is the Very Best of Life 75 Years. Was display unit until February 3rd, 2012. Nice book. This has got some really good stuff inside. I'm going to show if I can show you quickly some pages of it. 75 years in here. Look, there's that that's I can't think of her name right now. What her name is? There's something in here I wanted to show you guys if I can find it here now. Anyways, it's not important. Anyways, this part in the front and the front is a pretty famous part in Times Square when all the boys came home from World War II, and that famous kiss in Times Square at the end of World War II. It's a very famous shot right there in the front from 1945. In the Second World War, that's a pretty good shot on the front there. So, I'm really glad to have that book. So yeah, it's a very nice book. So anyways, this has been my pickups video for this time, which like I said was all books that I picked up from Waterford and a couple of ones I got for Christmas, so I quickly wanted to show them off. And then I'll probably be back with my DVD Blu-ray update, because I've got a lot of Blu-rays. I got a few DVDs, but mostly Blu-rays in this time. We got a lot of Blu-rays. Like, I think I must at least got almost 40 Blu-rays. I'm not joking, that I picked up for $5 and $7, and because there was a lot of sales going on Boxing Day and that, so I went around and picked up a lot of stuff. So I probably got almost 40 Blu-rays I got to show. So last video is going to probably take a while to get through all of them. But anyways, this has been the Marv 800, and this has been my video on my pickups from Waterford, and I'm out. Bye.